Alright, let's check to see if my audio is on. We're going through. Hello, hello, hello. Is it working now? Being really slow for some reason. Oh, it's just really delayed. Wow, it's a really big delay. Alright, let's do this. All right, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with an Age of Empires tournament cast. And if you happen to be watching this on a VOD later on the internets somewhere, probably on YouTube, I suppose, but this is going to be probably as a VOD on Twitch as well. I'm casting this live. This is being played on the morning of November 13th for me. It's being played all around the world, though, between competitors from a lot of different places. And it just happens to be that it's bright and early in the morning. Sun hasn't even come up yet here where I am on the west coast of the United States, but that's okay. This is going to be a good time. We're here with Casva versus Vortex. And it should be a pretty awesome match. I'm looking forward to this. And so, yeah. I'm getting into the game here. We're observing the match, but there is a delay effect on, so we're just going to wait for a minute while we... wait for this countdown to happen. The game has already started, and so I was able to click to go into the match as soon as the game started. Hey, we got some people in chat even. Hey, what's up, Pink Fluffy Titan? Just be listening. Nice. That's perfectly fine. Have a good time at work there. I'm not gonna have the chat or any alerts on the screen during the cast, just to kind of, you know, make it more official and what have you. But I will respond to everyone after the games as well, so just keep that in mind. But in any case, we got a little wait time here, so I get to talk a little bit about these two players. Casva and Vortex are both basically all the top 8 players in this tournament are all former RTS pros or high-level players from other real-time strategy games, basically. Vortex, you may have heard of before if you're a fan of mine, because he is actually a Zerg player in StarCraft 2. Pretty accomplished StarCraft 2 player, very, very well known, competed in lots of different tournaments. Hasn't really done a lot in any high-level tournaments recently, but he's definitely been someone that, you know, up through maybe 2015 or so, was around the scene and playing in lots of different tournaments in StarCraft 2. So an accomplished StarCraft 2 player now here. I'm not sure actually if he's done something in the meantime in those few intervening years, if he was playing a different game or what have you. But here he is switching in and trying to get into Age of Empires 4. So that's one of our competitors here. And like I was saying, it's interesting how we have different players from different games that are in the top 8 here. Basically 3 of the top 8 players in this tournament are 3 of them are StarCraft 2 players, former StarCraft 2 players. We have a couple players that were Age of Empires 2 players, and we have a couple players that were Age of Age of Mythology players or something like that. So basically 5 of them are already from the Age of Empires or the Age of franchise, I suppose. And then we have 3 players that are actually from the StarCraft 2 scene as well. So that'll be interesting. We do have Casva. He is a Age of Empires 2 and Age of Empires 4 now player. He's an Age of Empires 2 player. Again, pretty accomplished as an Age of Empires 2 player. Even just getting, second place in a tournament as recently as last month. Actually, no, earlier in this month it looks like. Sorry, I'm looking at his stats right now on the side here. Just a week or two ago was playing Age of Empires tournaments here. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, the one that was a week ago was a small Age of Empires 4 tournament. But I was right. Okay, last month. Yeah, last month he was playing in the top tier Age of Empires 2 tournament. So there you go. And so we've got 2 high-level players. So it's going to be interesting to see this battle between a StarCraft 2 pro and an Age of Empires pro. It's funny. I've been hearing a lot of people, on different Age of Empires streams and what have you, kind of talk about what their predictions are for this series or for the tournament in general. And I feel like, I hear a lot of people, just kind of shooting the breeze. Oh, I think this player or that player. But my sense is that more of the people that I've heard that know more about this game and these players than I do have been favoring Vortex when they've been making predictions about this game. So we'll see how this goes. And we are into the game right now. And here we go. We're getting started here, ladies and gentlemen. Vortex is going to be the Delhi player, and Casva is going to be the French player. We're going to go ahead and turn on reveal all on the map. Vortex is going to be in the blue down here in the bottom right area of the map here, that you can see down here. And we're going to have him very immediately going into a mosque. Wow, this is very interesting, actually. I've been trying to learn a lot about Delhi recently. It's a very interesting civilization. And trying to figure out what would be optimal play for Delhi, especially with regards to the amount of mosques, the amount of scholars that you're going to put in. Again, since I do have a StarCraft following, I'm going to give a little bit of a basic rundown of the Delhi civilization for you guys, in case people that are watching don't know what's going on too much here. But we're going to go ahead and check out over here first real quick. Casva, just see what he's doing initially. Just going straight for the gold. Going for the gold right off the bat. Eating some sheep as well. And sending a scout out to kind of see what's going on. Collect some sheep. He's probably going to run back, give those sheep to this villagers before he gets too far down here. But in any case, basically, let's talk real quick about both of these civilizations. Delhi... actually, I'm going to start with the French because they're a little bit easier to explain. French have very, very strong early game. Very, very strong early game. Especially, actually, if it has to do with the water. But there is no water on this map, so that won't be an issue here. But basically, France, at level 2, at tier 2, age 2, they can get some of the strongest cavalry in the game, and they can pump them out very quickly with one of their landmarks that does so. And so the French are very, very strong in the early game. We're probably seeing him get this gold, in fact, so he can level up to age 2 as quickly as possible. So he can get that cavalry. And it's not just that they have strong cavalry. Then the cavalry have upgrades that you can get, so they can get regeneration bonuses. They can get extra charge damage as well. Well, they start with extra charge damage, and then they can even upgrade even more charge damage. So almost all the time, French players are going to go for a cavalry rush and try and push into early harassment with cavalry, into early push, into early win is what they're going to be intending. So that's the French. Let's go talk about the Delhi civilization real quick for a minute. So Delhi going straight, look at this, ignoring the sheep, going for the berries. They can actually turn these berry patches into orchards, which you can see by putting a mill next to them. They've got a little fence around them. Makes them more, basically makes it more food available. You can see this says 500 out of 250. Normally this berry patch would be 250 food total until it was spent. The Delhi civilization, by putting the mill next to it, gets 500 out of that, and their workers collect berries faster as well. So a very smart move there. But one of the main components of the Delhi civilization's gameplay is that they get free research. Every single upgrade in the game is completely free to buy, but it takes much longer to actually research these. And so, but then they have a mechanic on top of that, that if they have these mosques, and they put scholars inside of the mosques. Buildings that are within range of the mosque, you see how there's this kind of yellow area of influence. Buildings that are within that area of influence, which is spread by other buildings being connected, lower the time it takes to do those researches. So if you can get 9 scholars inside of mosques within your network, then it's actually going to make it exactly the same research time as every other civilization for I think everything, but I'm not sure. But it's all free for you then at that point. But you did have to pay for the 3 mosques and the 9 scholars, so that's a little bit of a thing. So it's interesting to see that he's actually gone for this one mosque with the free scholar inside of it very early with his first wood, basically building that mosque just to try and get some upgrades started. And what he's upgrading quickly is he's upgrading the upgrades. Well, he's going to be upgrading a lot of different things at different times, but he started in with the upgrades for the religious technologies. He's actually upgrading his scholars a lot, so we'll see how that goes. So he's actually currently upgrading the ability to get sacred sites early, and upgrading after that he's got it queued up. Sorry, what's after that? The health of his scholars. So he's heavily investing in the early upgrades for his scholars, so they're going to be powerful units once he gets to age 2, which he's actually already getting the Dome of Faith, which will be able to let him make scholars even faster. So he's going to be able to get 3 scholars in this pretty quickly, assuming he has the gold income to be able to do so. He's actually cut off gold production, so we'll see if he does that. Both players are scouting around. There's that first knight running across the map at 5 minutes. Extremely, extremely fast knight. We did see Casva got this building pretty early on. The School of Cavalry, he was going straight to gold, so he's got this knight coming out here, and he's actually missing a little bit of an opportunity to get some harassment done, as it was kind of rallied near the gold that he knew that was there, but not quite going in it. But again, Vortex, though, playing this really, really well, has a spearman out next to that vulnerable gold area very quickly. So this is great. He's getting that gold income so he can get these scholars into his mosque. Well, I'm assuming that's what he's going to be. Yeah, there he is making a scholar right now. Where's that spearman at? Actually, it looks like, oh, he's harassing me in different locations. So I didn't see the second knight. It actually already run around the side. So there you go. So running one knight over here, the other knight is over there. Vortex kind of, instead of splitting up his spearmen, has run both of his spearmen over to try and deal with this. Is he going to be able to get this villager? Every villager counts in the early game. He does slash down the final hit points of that villager. If he can get this scholar, that would be huge. The scholar, I'm not sure where the scholar is going, actually. Oh, I know where he's going after all, actually. He's going out to this sacred site. He's going to try and capture it early, because that is the upgrade that he got. That scholars, normally religious units cannot capture the sites until age 3, but with that upgrade, he can actually capture them at age 2. So he's going to escort this scholar over to the religious site at age 2 with these spearmen. The spearmen can protect him. He's going to be able to capture that site, which, if you do not know, it's going to be, it's an objective that if you can get all 3 sites, there's 3 on this map, there's different numbers on different maps. If you can get all 3 sites, then you can basically put yourself on a 10-minute win timer for that objective win condition. But I don't think that's probably what he's going for. At this point, I think he's probably going to capture this site. He may capture all 3, honestly, because he might as well. But he's not going to expect to hold all 3 sites for those 10 minutes, especially with the early game advantage of these very strong knights in the game. But once you have these captured, you get an income from it as well. You get gold income. So that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to go over and try and capture this one up here. He may not go and capture this one, but we'll see. But in any case, so we did see him get this early mosque. This is basically a really interesting, cool move where he's gone for this mosque rush in order to, and he's actually cleared that one scholar out of the mosque. So he's not even trying to get the fast research just yet. A consistent harass here by Casva. Is this knight going to go down to the town center, though? Looks like town center barely. Oh, it's got 9 hit points left. 4. One more shot will do it. Oh, and the knight does go down. And the knights are very powerful, but they're somewhat expensive. So losing a knight is not what you want to have happen in this situation. In fact, let's see if we can see the current military. Killed 4, actually, so we can actually see the total count. He's killed 4 villagers, is what it looks like. Only lost that one. There's no way to tell the current military without clicking on them, so we'll just go ahead and do that. So we got 15 military for Vortex, and we got 12 military for Casva. And look at this. So now he's actually sent his scout over here to try and neutralize the site. Okay, he's adding in archers. So now he has the powerful cavalry, and the archers can actually do pretty well against the spearmen, which are going to charge in here onto these knights. And I don't know if this is quite the best move, because the knights are strong pretty strong, especially with the archers behind them. Yeah, so they're actually going to be able to pick off these two spearmen pretty easily, especially if they run past them without even firing a shot. So this rush for the sacred sites might not pay off too well for Vortex. He's got his own archers though now, along with his spearmen. It's a perfect combination. It's a very, very solid and usual combination. And this is partly why you have these sheep back here as well. You go for the berries first because they're kind of on the outside, but if you need to pull your villagers in to safety, they can still go for the sheep, so you can still have a food income, basically. So we're seeing Vortex going for the early rush for the sacred sites, and then it's basically not going to pay off much at all. He's retaken this middle site, which was neutralized earlier. Let's go ahead and check real quick on what Casva's up to over here in the meantime, by the way. Adding in a second archer range, he's going to go heavily on the archers here. He is getting that Chivalry upgrade right now, which is going to let him regenerate health for his knights when they're out of combat, which is a super, super solid upgrade. You have these skirmishes as things go on, and it wears down your forces. Even if your archers are picking off the spearmen while they're engaging against the knights are still taking a little bit of damage. So being able to, oh no, he's gonna lose this scholar maybe as these archers are picking away at it. He needs to get out of there, and now he's gonna go. Is he gonna neutralize the site, or is he actually gonna favor picking off that scholar before going for the site neutralization? Another skirmish here in the middle, and again we've got the spearmen in front to guard against the cavalry. And, there's still going to be... Sorry, the big alerts are kind of throwing me off. I've got my volume up a little bit. I'm going to turn that down for a second. But in any case, he's got the archers in the back and the spearmen in front. It's the perfect combination. Obviously, it's not as mobile as these horsemen of different kinds. This is just a scout, actually, obviously. So... it's not going to be as mobile, but it's still going to be very, very strong. Again, they're just playing a back and forth here with these different sites. Casva's trying to deny him the gold income by neutralizing those sites, and Vortex obviously trying to maintain control. He's got a lot of archers here, and he's actually going to target the enemy archers. He's got a few more archers himself, so he is going to be able to do that. And actually, the archer's not kiting back very well, so the knights fall back away from the spearmen. And the archers do not fall back, though, so he's going to engage in equal terms there, but there's more knights for Vortex. Now Vortex kiting the knights himself. The spearmen trying to engage with them, but they're going to be picked off completely by the enemy archers, and he's actually going to end up having to fall all the way back to his main as these knights track down these archers. Is he going to be able to get away in time? He is going to get back there. Once he gets within range of the potential town center defenses, he's going to go ahead and fall back. But again, Vortex losing out on this these skirmishes, he's going to once again lose control of the sacred sites. So this sacred site rush, I don't know if I'd say it's a bad move, actually, because he's had the sacred sites up long enough to I believe pay for at least the purchase of the second scholar, and it looks like he got that first scholar back in good health. No, there it is. It's actually coming back right now. So I wouldn't say it didn't pay off at all, but it just definitely hasn't become a really advantageous strategy over the long term for him, is what it looks like here. In any case, let's go ahead and get Jen just check back to see what both these players are up to. Looks like Casva just kind of macroing up. And by the way, I don't know if Casva pronounces it differently. I'm not sure how Casva is pronounced, so apologies if I'm getting that different than he usually pronounces his name. Oh, he's lying in wait in the secret forest here. The archers on hold position as he walks by, but he actually doesn't have a scout, so he wasn't actually able to see out of it until he wandered into that bush. But if he had more knights in there, that would have been catastrophic, because there are no spearmen in this army. Let me actually just check. There's no spearmen in that army at all. So if he had more knights laying in wait there, he could have absolutely demolished this archer army. He is actually adding in men-at-arms instead, though, which is kind of an interesting move. The men-at-arms are going to be very strong. They're going to have a lot of armor in order to be able to go up against the archer fire and soak up a lot of archer fire. They can go pretty good head-to-head. They don't have bonus damage like spearmen against this cavalry, but they can go head-to-head against them. So again, moving out here, trying to capture these sacred sites. Has never really gone for this third one at the bottom, but again, he's just going for the income. I don't think he's going to try for a victory just yet, at least, with those units. And he's actually popped his scholars out of his mosque in order to capture these sites and bring them back. So he's actually not going for too much of the upgrade advantage or anything like that. And he is upgrading his veteran spearmen right now, by the way. So that's an interesting thing to look at, that his spearmen will be much better fighters against those cavalry once that is up. But he's not really currently making them. But it's a good thing to be able to get anyways. Vortex already age 3, by the way. I didn't catch that earlier. He's gone ahead and made the House of Learning, which basically is entirely made so that you can get these special upgrades. And okay, a little bit more harassment here. This is a good move here. And one of the things that is interesting about the strategy that I mentioned earlier is by taking those sacred sites, he's forced the battles to be at the sacred sites. And there is, in fact, a little bit of battle here going on. This one knight needs to fall back from these men-at-arms, or he's actually going to go down. He's just a little bit outnumbered there, especially with some healing that can come out of this this scholar right there. Another skirmish going on in the middle as well. Again, men-at-arms, once they close position with their archers, they're going to be full-on able to demolish them. Other archers in the background are going to do more damage too. But point being, and here it looks like, yeah, so the archers, men-at-arms, spearmen that have come out here, a significant little army back at home, have been able to fight off these cavalry doing harassment. But what I was saying before is that by putting the battles out in the open field, by putting them at battles at the sacred sites, he was basically stopping the knight harassment, which French are famous for, from happening around the map for a long time, basically. And so we saw a little bit of harassment going in here, but he's well prepared for that now that we're into the mid game. And we see Bloomery being completed, which is another infantry upgrade. So he's going to have extremely strong men-at-arms right here. Look at this. He's upgraded the 5 versus range. That's what that Bloomery was. So he's taking no damage from the archers. He is going to take some damage from the knights, but the archers are going to be able to do some damage against the knights. Not a lot, but eventually he's going to be able to pick off those knights as well. There's only a couple knights in here, actually, as well. So these men-at-arms are so strong and beefy. They're going to be good against whatever Casva can throw at them. They're actually going to be, you know, the knights do a lot of damage, but the men-at-arms have so much armor that it's not as significant. And of course the knights are going to be doing oh, actually they've been upgraded, so they are actually going to be able to doing 30 damage, so that's still significant. Men-at-arms can fight head-to-head though pretty well against them, just by the fact that oh, he's actually going to try and run straight for the archers. Nope, he's going to run back away there. Doing some damage over here. Let's see, he does have I'm selecting the blue. Oh, I need to select Vortex so I can get his army to see. Okay, he's got 9 men-at-arms over here with these archers. So again, the archers not too plentiful, but he's making sure to keep a lot of beefy units in front. I'm surprised that he hasn't mixed in at least some spearmen with this army, but I guess he's just worried about the spearmen just going down very quickly to the enemy archer fire. More men-at-arms coming in from the back here. His own archers doing significant damage. It's an archer versus archer fight. The heavy units duking it out to try and see who can gain supremacy, see which side can basically just get ground control in order to have their archers be the ones that can track down the enemies. And it looks like the archers are just going to work against each other in the background. Vortex overwhelming the knights with sheer numbers of men-at-arms. Having won previous engagements, he just had more forces on the ground. And now with the archer superiority and the infantry superiority, he's actually moving directly into Casva base right now. Casva desperately trying to get up some outposts for defenses. He's putting a bunch of his villagers into the town center in order to have them be protecting so they can fire out a little bit better. This might be a little bit too far in. I think Vortex might want to fall back a little bit, maybe make some rams or something before he actually goes in here. And he needs to be, but again, at this point in time though, by putting this pressure on, all of Casva's workers are in this town center right now. He's got a few on gold down here, and a few of them have made that outpost, and he didn't shift click them back to the gold, so they're not mining right now. So he has very little gold income right now. He is going to fall back out of there, and you see as soon as the coast is somewhat clear, the villagers are going to go ahead and get back out of onto the map. And by the way, while this is going, we were seeing some alerts that we did see some sacred sites being neutralized out here. He's neutralizing this middle one, but that's going to go down. But in the meantime, he's actually neutralized this. Oh, and he was going to capture it. So the French actually get I'm sorry, never mind. I was thinking of something else. But he's sent the knights out, the mobile knights, to go ahead and neutralize the sacred sites. He can't take them for himself though, unless he gets his own religious units out onto the map, which I don't believe he has. Well, I can actually just go ahead and Control Shift A. Oh, that's the army. Is it this one? So there's the hotkey for all of his buildings. Yeah, so all the production buildings. Sorry, I'm trying to see if there's a landmark around here that I'm missing. No, it doesn't look like it. So, it looks like a building for the production of the religious units, and I don't see it anywhere. It would have come up on the production buildings, but anyway, so now he's coming in here from the side. This is, I think, a good move. This is kind of what I was thinking of, is if he comes in from the side, he can start taking out some of these production buildings. Stable is going to go down. He still has the School of Cavalry to make his knights, but he's going to be lacking basically in his production now. The archery range could be next as well, and he's not going for the villagers, but that means that they're also not hiding inside the town center, so the town center is not doing a lot of damage, especially since the town center is actually attacking the men-at-arms right now. They are up to six armor versus range, so they are basically taking no damage from range attacks. He has mixed in the spearmen as well, so he's actually might be able to go in for a final assault here. This might be the point where Vortex is able to take the game. The spearmen chasing off the knights means that they cannot even engage with the men-at-arms. The men-at-arms going to be able to do significant damage against the town center here, and he's going straight for the kill. In fact, the archers trying to go to work onto the workers on the side here. Okay, the knights are now diving in. They're just running straight past the men-at-arms to attack the archers, but then turning around, ignoring the archers and going after the men-at-arms instead. And in the meantime, Vortex taking that third holy site while this is going on, and Casva is in no condition right now to try and deal with taking those extra holy sites. Well, I guess he could send out a knight theoretically to neutralize, and okay, he did have some harassing knights. It looks like he may have been doing some harassment actually in the meantime that I was not keeping track of. We do have some damage on the mining camp over here, for example, but most of the action is here, ladies and gentlemen. He is actually able to get these knights on top of the archers, but he's just got so few knights at this point. He's lost all the previous battles. He hasn't been able to build up a critical mass of knights, and we can see he's only got 5 military, ladies and gentlemen. There's no other knights also on the map. He's just popped out a few more, but he's got one down here. A few are going to try and charge back and retake. I'm not sure if he's going to come back to the main or if he's going to go for these other sacred sites or something like that, but he is just losing his main base, and there is the end of the game. Looks like he GG's just before getting eliminated, and so wow, Vortex taking game one. Extremely strong play. You know, the French Knight Rush is something that we've seen a lot of on a lot of different streams and other tournaments and what have you, and it's something that is extremely feared, but Vortex coming up with a way here to just completely deal with it without any issues at all. Well, not without no issues, but you know, the early night harass did very little, and then he just moved the game out into the open field. He wasn't harassed at all much after that, was able to make sure that his spearmen were in position. And I think that even though the strategy was solid, I feel like Casva kind of took a couple battles here and there that he didn't need to, or that maybe he shouldn't have, losing knights in a lot of situations, and his knight count never really got up to a full large amount that he could then just really pounce down onto the archers. I'd have to go back and look at it again, but the engagements just ended up going in Vortex's way a lot of the time. So in any case, you can see here on the timeline, this is where we had Casva building up his military much higher in general. I think this might be I'm sorry, this is like a score screen. I think there's a way to do a military tab. Yeah, so if we go to the military count, Casva building up his military, there's a point where it was a little bit higher, but then he just took some engagements where he was losing his military. Look at this downward spiral going on, losing his military and not able to get it back, basically. So that's going to be the GG, and this is a best of 5, so we're going to go on to another game. The way I understand it works is basically, let's go ahead and switch on over to this screen right here so we can get some chat on the screen, see who's chatting with us. And it looks like the chat is not showing up against the background of the Age of Empires screen, so I might have to change that, but I'm going to go ahead and go over and look at the chat in the meantime as well. So yeah, it's the best of 5. The way what I understand it works is if you win, you have to change your civilization. So Casva playing the Delhi is going to have to change, and we could see I'm sorry, Vortex winning is going to have to change his civilization. He won't be able to play Delhi for the rest of this series, is my understanding. I could be wrong about that. Whereas, if you lose, you can still play the same civilization. So we could see French again. We could see him have to deal with the French cavalry rush with a different civilization. I'm not sure how that's going to work. So let me check out here. The stream keeps cutting out. YouTube is the same, can confirm. Okay, well, that is not good. and I'm not sure what I can do about that, to be honest. Maybe I'll try and turn the bitrate down again. Let's see what my settings are at for the bitrate. And let's see, output. So let's turn the bitrate down. Hope it might be my connection. My internet connection is just stupid sometimes and just doesn't work very well. So let's turn down the bitrate, and we'll see if that maybe helps things a little bit in the long run. Hopefully the recording is at least doing okay. The stream lags for me on YouTube and Twitch. The point that it's unwatchable. Other streams work fine. Check your settings next game. Well, and that, you know, I'm not sure. Well, I guess I could type this in chat because we won't be able to see it if you're not watching. The chat definitely doesn't show up there. What if I put the chat over here? Unwatchable. Okay. Well, it still says unstable stream. I can hear myself though. It looks to be not like terrible. But the max bitrate for Twitch is like 8,000 bits. For partners, I've turned it down to 3,000 right now. So even if I can get it working, the stream might not look very good, but I guess it'll be better than it lagging out, hopefully. It seems okay right now, just for me, like looking at my preview right now, but I don't know if it's gonna keep up that way or not. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. Well, I mean, what do you? I mean, can you hear me? Is it lagging right now? Although again, yeah, maybe maybe once I get into the game, it'll start screwing up. I don't know. We'll find out. So maybe the bitrate drop and the restart might have helped. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to be ignoring the chat while we get into the game. So let's get into game number 3. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 3 of Casva versus Vortex. Got a cool series here going on. So far, Vortex really being pretty strong, though. We got French versus French, ladies and gents. Very interesting. We're going to see how this goes. So again, the way it works is if you win the game, you have to change civilizations. You cannot use the civilization that you previously won with either. If you lose the game, you can stay the same or you can change, and you get to pick the next map. So instead of a river map, we've got a different map going on here today, or on this particular game. And French versus French is going to be just probably a pretty straight up macro battle, essentially. It's going to be a micro battle as well. Both players are going to have basically the same tools to work with, and we'll see if they basically which player can outplay the other one, essentially. And what's going on here? Okay, oh, now he's getting a... Okay. I was like, I thought there was like a guy mining gold over here without an actual access to a mining camp, but that's not what's going on. Anyways, so we're probably going to see both these players get to tier 2, get to age 2 pretty quickly, is my prediction, because obviously the French have the strong knights in tier 2, and with both players having strong knights, we'll see if they're both going to go for strong knights, or if they're maybe going to, you know, maybe try and counter each other by going for spearmen, even though their spearmen are not quite as strong as their knights in general. But I don't know, it'll be interesting to see. Kind of cool, interesting to see this too. The neutral markets haven't really come into play in any of the games so far, but we do have neutral markets kind of near each player as well. So actually, well, I mean, I was thinking like they're kind of probably not in the best spot, because if your market that you're going for is near your enemy, there's no way you're going to want to send your traders there. And if your market is near you, there's no way you're going to want to send your traders there, because their gold income is just not going to be super worth it. So I don't know, we'll see how this goes. Market's not going to play too much of a factor, more than likely. We do have let's see, current resources of both players we can look at here. We do have both players basically going for almost the same sort of thing here. Casva has a little bit more food in the bank. Not sure exactly why that is, but it looks like he might have gone for earlier food and not as much lumber. So yeah, School of Cavalry already going down for Casva, and almost exact same timing for Vortex. So we are seeing pretty much a mirror matchup here, ladies and gentlemen, going on. These villagers having a little bit of trouble finding that sheep in order to go ahead and knock it out and harvest its meat. 2 on gold down here, and we got 3 on gold for Casva, so a little bit of a difference there. You know, you don't need a lot on gold at the moment because you're not producing anything, but as soon as this School of Cavalry comes up, you do need the gold to produce those cavalry units. So he's probably going to need to put another villager on gold at some point, but he's harvesting a lot of lumber down here as well. And yeah, so this is going to probably be not too eventful of a game for another minute or two, and then it might get very eventful because we're going to see both players trying to harass each other with knights is more than likely what's going to happen. We're going to see them probably, I would guess they're also going to get a barracks and get out some spearmen, because they want at least something, you know, put a spear, you know, even if you're not spending too much on spearmen, are pretty cheap. If you put a spearman next to your workers, it can be really, really strong defense to make sure you don't just lose a bunch of workers automatically. They're going to either have to deal with that spearman, or they're going to get chased away, or they're going to take a lot of damage on their knights while they're killing off your villagers. So it's just a nice thing to have a couple spearmen around, but we'll see what happens in this situation. School of Cavalry finishing a moment earlier for Casva, and he's immediately going ahead and producing those Royal Knights. He does have, again, a little bit more gold in the bank, so he's going to be able to produce those pretty quickly. Well, actually, well, Vortex technically has more in the bank at the moment, but that's because he hasn't spent that 50 gold on a knight yet. So, and both players scouting each other as well. Let's see, where's the knight? Sorry, the scout for Vortex. He's gone around here, not sticking around next to each other. You know, he saw the School of Cavalry, and he's like, okay, well, that's pretty much obvious. You don't even have to scout that, really, to know that's going to be happening. I mean, you could see some mind games, but I don't know if this game is advanced enough yet to be a mind game, you know? And it may also just be that it's just bad to not go School of Cavalry, even if your opponent has it also. So, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so again, Vortex now putting it on his own knights. He's a little bit behind, but it's not too big of a deal. This knight is going to be coming across the map pretty quickly, but basically it's going to get to Vortex's base around the same time that this knight is popping out. So they're going to have even military at his base. So he's not going to be able to really harass too much or anything like that. And he actually, look at this, he's actually running out here to check, is the knight over here? Is the knight coming from this location? He might be, and the knight actually run into this hidden forest. So this is interesting. He kind of knows the enemy knight is coming. He's like, where is it? And he's like looking over here. He doesn't see it. He ran into the forest to escape detection. He's hoping, he's coming in from the side here, hoping that the knight has gone over to protect this spot. And he's like, nope, I'm going to check my gold. My gold is more important right now for making sure I can put out my own knights. And oh, what is he doing actually? Is he just ignoring this knight right there? I guess he's just ignoring it. Maybe he didn't see it, but he's going to come in here, one chop, and already half health for that villager. He's going to go one chop, two chop, looks like 3 chops is all it takes to tail down a villager. So these knights are going to do significant damage to the villager count. And again, he's just taking some damage, but he loses his own knight back. That's actually not as good. Oh no, he does lose the knight to town center fire. And again, he's going to get another villager, but if he loses this knight in exchange, that's not necessarily the best trade. So Casva coming in here with the aggression. Is it going to pay off, though? Let's go ahead and check the military losses. So Casva's lost 1 knight. He's only killed 3 villagers. Might be an even trade if that's all he loses, but he's also lost a lot of hit points on the second night. So Vortex taking control of that situation. He's got to scout back down over here, by the way, to kind of see what's going on. He might be keeping an eye on the gold there to see what production Casva might be thinking about. And is he gonna get another villager? It looks like he might, but he's gonna, no, he's not even gonna get that villager. So he's now lost 2 knights. He's lost 2 knights and only killed 3 villagers as a result. So Vortex, on the other hand, is producing knights at about the same rate. So basically, you know, if we look at the military count, we got 5 military for Vortex and Casva only at 4. So he's actually almost even, but you know, one of those is each a scout as well. So the knight count is a little bit higher for Vortex. Not a huge deal at this stage of the game, but it can add up, like we've saw it in the last couple of games. Basically, we're just taking those small victories meant that Vortex ended up with the larger army when it counted in the mid game, and so we'll see if that happens. And that one knight has been chasing the other knight this whole time. He's gonna bring in his own to try and deal with this. Can he actually kill off that knight, though? I don't think he's probably going to be able to. And so he's going to go ahead and turn around and fall back here. But again, you know what? It's pretty, you know, common knowledge that, you know, if you've got more units, you've got more damage output, then you're going to win those skirmishes. And so these 3 knights chasing this one are going to be very very strong here. But again, he's going to be rejoined with more knights here, so he's going to be forced to fall back and regroup there. And I'm being told that... my stream still is buffering. And so again, if you're watching this as a VOD later, hopefully the stream isn't screwed up. But I don't know if it is or not. We'll see. It might be completely screwed. I have no idea. Anyway, but the stream is messed up, so if you are watching the stream, apologies. There's not really anything I can do about it, though. I'm not sure how to fix my bitrate. Could just be my internet being screwy. It could be the fact that I'm observing these games. Well, that's probably messing up the interface there. It could be the fact that I'm observing the games, and so trying to watch them while they're being played, while the data is being transferred over, is somehow messing things up. I'm not sure how that works. Anyway, let's get back to this game. I'm going to just go ahead and finish casting this game, and then we'll see what we can do for the next game, I suppose. Yeah, it looks like the stream is still buffering over there. Anyway, Vortex coming in on the side here with a few knights, but he's outnumbered greatly, so he's going to be forced to fall back. A little bit of a foolhardy move to go in there. Where are his... Now, let's see. Does he have more knights somewhere on the map, actually? Vortex is currently at 8 military, so no, he doesn't really have very many more knights. So actually, it looks like getting that early control, he's just chosen to go... How many villagers does he have? 32 villagers compared to Casva with 36. So he's actually behind in the worker count as well. And oh no, a wolf is attacking his villagers. Looks like he didn't lose any. He's gonna go ahead and go ham on the wolf there with his villagers. Take it out real quick. So he's not gonna lose too many villagers. But in the meantime, Casva has more knights, and he's going ahead and tracking. He's gonna kill off one knight. He's severely damaged these other knights. It looks like I don't know if he has the upgrade for the regeneration out of battle. It looks like maybe he doesn't, because I guess we can check here. I'm not sure where the upgrade is, actually. Oh, it might be a blacksmith upgrade, so... No, I thought it was this... I don't know. Anyway, still learning this game, guys. Sorry about that. Some of the details. I know that he does have an upgrade to make his knights regenerate hit points outside of battle, but it looks like he doesn't have it. Just going for more economy instead, just trying to gather up these deer on the side, and he's got a little outpost here to make sure that he can run into that outpost and hide if need be. He is producing some knights still, but just not quite macroing as hard as Casva is, despite the fact that he won some early battles against Casva. Casva going up higher in the worker count, going up higher in the military count as well. And we can see that things have evened out, by the way, as far as the number lost. Now this is units lost. This is not military loss. So remember, Vortex lost 2 villagers, and now he's lost 2 knights, whereas I think Casva's lost 4 knights. I don't know if he's lost any villagers in the course of all this, so Might have lost his scout or something like that. Okay, now Vortex has built up his, more knights. He's going to go ahead now here and counter these other ones, force them back. So let's check. Okay, and he does have the upgrade now. You can see him regenerating. So now he's up to 14 mil. No, I'm sorry, looking at Casva. Casva's at 14 military. Vortex at 11 military. So he's still behind in the military count, but it looks like he might be a little bit more spread out. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of where things are in this game sometimes. Oh, there they are. There's the other ones. He was going over for some harassment. Looks like he didn't lose any more villagers, though, running into that outpost. So not a big deal at that situation. Let's go ahead and check their income right now. Pretty much even income for both players. Casva a little bit behind on the wood income, but pretty far ahead in the food. He has more workers, and he's got more of them on those workers. And of course, now he's going to get these workers back out here onto the deer as well, which is going to help him get that food income back up to catch up. So he's probably going to be pretty much even here. So, and these income levels are a little bit wonky. Sometimes they're hard to read. They jump up and down as small changes happen. It's not like an average over time sort of thing. Battle of the scouts. Who's going to win? I don't know why neither of them are microing their scouts, but it looks like he's just going to go ahead and let Vortex's scout kill his own next to the sacred site over here. So that's a little bit unfortunate. And here we go. Those knights are coming into the side here, trying to do some harassment. Where are Casva knights? They are harassing, counter-harassing at his base. Both players have sent their military to the opponent's base. Who could do more damage, though? Neither player is going to be able to kill the other with this attack, but they can theoretically get some significant damage done on the worker counts. And let's go ahead and check on the losses here. They were even on losses before, and now we've got basically even losses still. Both players killing just as many of each other's workers is what it looks like. It looks like Vortex has brought some of its knights back to try and deal with this. He's got 19 workers inside of his town center to try and fire out at these knights, but they are going to have significant armor. Actually, let's see, no armor upgrades for the knights, so they're just on 3 damage. Sorry, 3 armor. And so the 8 bow attack of these town centers is going to do significant damage, but again, it's not going to kill them too quickly as long as he retreats. But again, both players losing exactly equal amounts of forces. And again, some of those are going to be, a few of those are going to be workers. Well, actually, a lot of them are workers now, since both players not trading attack units, but trading workers generally. So interesting to see how that works. Okay, there's, we have... Okay, I see the hardened spearman upgrade. He's going to upgrade his spearman. So he's trying to get some spearmen out. And we did see this knight came in here. Where'd it go? Some knights came in here to harass again. And are they going to go finish off that scout maybe? It's faster, actually, so probably not. But he's getting the hardened spearman upgrade. Probably going to get them some pikemen in order to help deal with the his opponent's cavalry. It should be a good situation. Again, he's going to put... Looks like he's going to put some spearmen next to his workers. He may not include them in his main army to just go out and attack with. But again, we're seeing some harassment. Casva's main force come in here trying to pick off workers, trying to kill them before they can get into the town center, basically. And it looks like most of them are going to get in there. Some of them running around the town center instead of running into it, though. Trying to run to the safety of his knights, which have retreated here. So, look at this. Vortex losing now a lot more. He just lost several more workers, and Vortex was not attacking his opponent's workers at the same time, so he wasn't actually able to kill any there. And so Casva pulling pretty far ahead in the kill count, although he does have a lot of workers, 14 workers over here, which has finished up, looks like they finished up some barriers or something, and they're just standing around. So they need to get on top of doing something else right now, and it looks like they are going to go ahead and move out, make some farms. Some of these are probably going to go over to... Where is he going to go with these, actually? Is he going to go get some gold? Not sure where those guys are going. But the battle continues over in Vortex's side of the map a little bit. He's fought off those knights. They've been forced to retreat, but he lost several workers there. So let's go ahead and check the worker count now, actually. Yeah, Vortex at 29 workers compared to Casva's 43. So Casva pulling pretty far ahead in the economy by that last battle. They've been trading back and forth pretty well. Vortex taking a little bit of an advantage in some of the early battles, but that assault, taking out a lot of villagers and not really losing a lot of knights in exchange, really put Casva in the lead in this point. He's taken... Okay, this is interesting. He's actually... oh, is that a boar? It's a boar carcass. Boar is basically the best land food source. And uh-oh, we've got... Oh no, he's baited him in. He actually has more knights. A nice little surround there. Good surface area for Casva. Some lesser knights running off to the side, baiting him in so that more knights can join on to the other side. It looks like Vortex is going to fall back pretty effectively, though, so it's not going to be a huge deal that he got baited into that situation. But it's not the best, though. He's going to be forced to retreat. He cannot come in here. And so that's what he was going for. He was actually sending those workers off here to kill off the boar and get the boar meat, which is going to be a really strong food source for him. Basically the best thing on the map that he can get right now. So nicely done. And he's going to force Casva. I'm sorry, Casva is going to force Vortex all the way back to his base as well. And it looks like it looks like the worker's not even on these deer over here. So the spearman's going to run in here, but these knights are so strong. They're going to be able to take out this outpost very quickly, which is going to enable him to potentially take down the barracks, take down the mill as well. This spearman is like, all right, well, I'm good against cavalry, but not that many cavalry. He's going to be forced to run away. So Vortex is losing any control that he might have had of this game slowly and steadily. At this point, he's no longer going to have this nice food income of the deer over on the side here, whereas again, Casva taking this boar meat is just a really, really strong play. And now he's going to come in here to try and get some more villagers. He does have a significant amount of spearmen. They're going to hold this line, so they're not going to be able to get surrounded by the horsemen or anything like that. But this is just going to be a slaughter. There's just too many knights, and they are too strong. They're actually going to take out the spearmen, even though the spearmen are supposed to counter them. Now he's going to come in here and try and take out the villagers as well. An absolute slaughter of villagers as they try and run for the command center, sorry, the town center. Vortex trying to do the same thing back here, but Casva has more knights back at home, so he's not going to get nearly as many villagers. Look at the losses, double losses for Vortex, and I think the game is slipping out of his control at this point in time. And you know, he's doing some good harassment here, but he's going to be forced to GG. He's going to head ahead and leave the game. GG. So Casva taking game number 3. At the end, it was game, set, match, possibly for Vortex. Being up 2-1, but in the French versus French mirror matchup, Casva able to take it, and he's going to go ahead and take game number 3. So GG to him. It's going to go to a game number 4. Now Casva cannot play the French again, though. Vortex can play the French again if he wants to, but he's going to go ahead and pick the map, and you know, they could both theoretically get new civilizations as well. And let's see here if my stream is doing okay. I'm gonna go ahead and check back here on the stream. And but anyway, that's the GG. Let's go ahead and switch things up here and see what's going on with the stream. It's on Twitch. It's green again, so I wonder if that means that the stream is actually back and not stuttering anymore, which would be really nice. Hey, all right. Finally. It was? Uh-oh. Buffering less, but it's still buffering. Yeah, it's still buffering. Again, there's not really, I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. All right, we'll see how this goes. So far, it seems all right. Video quality is not completely terrible. Not too much of a delay either. Yet. But the buffering causes the delay to build up, so that's why. But the bitrate monitor on Twitch Stream Manager is back in the red, so I don't know, there may be just nothing I can do about it. May just be doomed. In which case, maybe I'll just record the games instead of streaming them. Upload them later. All right. So when this starts, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pause it. Let it back up for 30 seconds or a minute or something like that, and then we'll get into it. Get a little protein bar in my stomach in the meantime. All right, let's get one more drink of water. All right, let's get into it. All right, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moltrop here with game number 4 of Casva versus Vortex. Hold on one moment here. Actually, I'm gonna pause it, start one more time. All right, here we go. All right, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 4 of this quarterfinal series from the $20,000 prize pool tournament, Genesis, by Elite Gaming Channel, putting it on. Thank you so much to Elite Gaming Channel for putting on a really cool event. Organizing some really great games between some top players in Age of Empires 4 just a couple weeks into its existence. We're going to have Vortex as the blue player over here. He's going to be playing the French again, and Casva is going to be the yellow player over here. He's going to be playing the Mongols. And, well, this is really interesting. So, again, the... Oh, there's a site up here and a dock up here on this tiny little island at the top. That's really, really interesting. Now, of course, neither of these players can see that yet. Well, except for Vortex, he's French. French can see where the location of the traders are, but I don't think traders are really going to play into this too much. I don't think this is going to get to that far into the game. So the loser gets to pick the map, and the winner cannot pick the same civilization. And so the winner was not able to pick French, being Casva, And so basically the French are known to completely own the water. And so he picked a water map and he picked French. So Vortex setting himself up to try and take down game number 4 in order to basically secure the victory in this quarterfinal matchup and advance to the semifinals. It's a smart meta move to go ahead and take the strong water civilization on the water map. And that's exactly what he's doing here. He's going to get in. So I mentioned in the previous game, if you've watched that the fish are the best. And you can see, you know, 1,000 shoreline fish. The deep water fish have 2,000 and they get to gather even quicker. So the deep water fish are super strong. Actually, does Casva, does he see that there's some deep water fish? He does see that there's deep water fish right there, but he's not going for them yet. He's just going for the shore fish. Might be just worried about the too long of a distance to go ahead and go out and gather them. Okay, so Casva is the Mongols. And so basically the reason why the French are considered to be strong on the water is because at tier 2, they get access to the tier 3 attack ships. So you can see their tier 2 ship is the Hulk, which most civilizations get at tier 3. The Galleass on their tier 3 ship is also very strong. So the French just have such strong military ability in on a water map. And so I'm actually a little surprised that we didn't see Casva go for like Rus or Delhi. Well, I guess he already played Delhi, but so he couldn't, but maybe Rus would have been good to be on the water. They have a little bit of a strong military, but just going for the Mongols instead. And well, I guess let's see. Mongols do have a little bit quicker transport ships. They get gold from sinking ships, so maybe that's something he was thinking about in that situation. But they don't have any special boosts or advantages on the water other than just their normal stuff. So we'll see how this goes. Already I would feel like Casva is up to a little bit of a head start just because he's getting this deep water fish. He's got 5 boats doing that, and we've got just the shore fish with 3 boats for Casva. So we'll see what he does. He's got does he have an Uvu up somewhere? Yes, he does, over here. Okay, cool. So he's got his Uvu bringing in those stone as well. Oh, yeah, he can. It looks like the Uvu can move apparently. I think I said in the previous game I wasn't sure if they could, but I guess they can. They can just go. They have to be put on rocks though, so he'd have to just relocate to a different set of rocks maybe. But it also contains the research. And actually, is he getting that research? Oh yeah, the research that lets you move your buildings faster if you want to. That's what I was hovering over a minute ago. Anyway, School of Cavalry coming down here for Vortex very quick. He's actually going to get a second dock as well. You know, it's not just the military advantage is not that big of a deal. Although his main town center is next to the water, so he could theoretically get some can just pick up and move, so that's not that big of a deal. But it's the fact that the fish are so important and so valuable, and he can actually protect those fishing ships by having a superior water military is the main thing that we're seeing here. So anyway, that's what's going on here. He could, of course, theoretically establish a trade route with the trade post up here as well, which could be very strong. It's a big lake, and so there's not a lot of islands to go around, so the trade route would be very direct, and trade routes on water make a significant amount of money, especially for the French, who get extra money from trade routes. So that could be something he could go for here. He doesn't have to even make a market. He just build a trade ship once he gets to age 2, which is going to be momentarily once this School of Cavalry finishes up. And, you know, it's like the Mongols have early horsemen. They've got early good cavalry, but the French have also better early cavalry. So we'll see how this plays out, what he's going to go ahead and make. But going for the silver tree is interesting. It's actually, as you can see, an economic landmark. Where's he going to move it to? He made it nearby. He's going to run it off someplace else. It's a trading landmark. He's actually going to move it next to the Uvu. That is interesting. So the Uvu grants bonuses to in buildings that are near it, basically. What's going on over here? Oh, he's just attacking some deer? I'm not sure. I heard an alert, like there was a battle going on, but I don't actually see... Oh, this is the enemy. Oh, this is the enemy Khan. So he was over here just trying to harass some villagers of what's going on, I suppose. I just missed that. But the Uvu gives bonuses to nearby buildings. Unit production is faster. Research is faster. And pastures produce sheep faster if you have a pasture, which is not a building he has right now. But I don't think that applies to the trading at all, does it? Let's see here. No, it doesn't seem to. I don't think it affects the trading on this building, but he's put it next to it. Oh, because he could double produce traders. Oh, He's double producing traders, but oh no, hold on a second, wait. Where is he gonna, oh, I didn't see there was a market down here at the bottom. So he's actually going for the trade routes early. He's double producing traders, but see, here we go, the Hulk is already out. So now there could be no fishing anymore for Casva. He's gonna completely lose any ability to do any fishing because this one Hulk is gonna just be able to do too much damage to his fishing ships. Even if he gets out a military ship, it's going to be weak and it's just going to die to the Hulk as well. So basically, fishing is over for Casva. He can no more fishing. He's instead deciding to spend his resources to invest in double production of traders over here. I was like, what is he going to do? I didn't see that there was another trade route market down here at the bottom. So, but Royal Knight running down here. Very good early cavalry. He's running straight to that second market, which again, markets are revealed at the beginning of the game to the French. So he can run down here and know exactly where it is. And anyway, so we have this Khan running around with some spearmen though. It looks like he's going to try and protect his trade routes with spearmen. And well, that'll be interesting to see how this goes. Let's see if we have a trader on the map that we can click on. Yeah, there we can go. So once this trader, oh, and that's right, his movement, oh, look at this, cool. So he's also actually produced an outpost here to make his traders move faster. He's going to have a row of outposts to try and make sure his traders are moving very quickly. It's also going to serve to protect those traders theoretically as well. I don't know if traders can run into an outpost though, actually. That's kind of an interesting point, but it looks like he's going to lose his first one. One more shot kills it off right before the spearmen come in here for the rescue. They're going to try and force him back. So this is a really interesting situation where Casva is like, all right, well, you know what? Fine, have the water. I don't care. I'm going to go for this trade route strategy and really just go for, you know, you can get as much fish as you want. I'm going to get as much gold as I want in the meantime. And setting up these outposts to protect his trade route and also to provide a speed boost. So he's actually going to get super fast traders. They're going to be, he's double producing the traders. He's also going to be able to get them to and from the marketplace faster. They don't get any more gold, but getting those trips back and forth faster is going to be a huge boon. Look at this, 137 gold coming in for every trip there. Wait, how has this Hulk been damaged? Is he pumping out? Okay, he's actually just rallying. He's making junk ships. He's making attack ships out here. Does he have a second? No, he doesn't have a second. I thought maybe he had a second spot or anything like second dock rather to make more ships, but it's not what's going on. Anyway, more cavalry out here. He's got archers as well to try and deal with the spearmen. Such a good combination of units. I don't know how Casva might have to get some of his own archers actually, and he's just going to go ahead and run some of them into the outpost there. Is he actually going to be able to get any traders to the trading post and back again to survive? He's making a lot of them. Continuing production of those traders, it looks like. No, he's not producing anymore at the moment, actually. So he does that opportunity to double produce because of the Uvu influence, but he's not doing that right now. So actually, it might be that... Hold on a second. Yeah, it's because of the Uvu influence. I was like, can this market? So, oh, that's right. And the market produces 50% faster and 50% cheaper as well. So basically, the double production is almost free. Anyway, look at this. So now he's like, all right, well, you've got these outposts along the way to protect your trade route. I'm going to go ahead and deal with the outposts by getting rams in order to kill those buildings. And there's just not much he can do about that. You know, Casva could have theoretically gone with some horsemen of his own, but again, just the Royal Knights, you need some cavalry and archers to deal with that. So he's going to lose that outpost, and he's basically lost complete control of his trade route. And he's invested everything in this trade route, and now he's lost control of the trade route. The traders are... he's put them on sleep. They're just kind of chilling here because he knows that they're just going to die if they wander out towards where the enemy encampment is. So investing his tier 2 tech into the trading, investing a lot of his resources into the trading, putting all of his early gold into the trading, and now he is not trading, and he's losing his network of outposts to provide that speed boost as well. It was a cool strategy, but it's just like Vortex was able to scout it and see what was happening and counter it completely. And in the meantime, he's just using a bunch of fishing ships over here to get deep sea fish all over the place. And there's just not much that he can do about it. He's producing hulks. So there is a little bit of a water battle going on here. In the meantime, he's trying to use... These archer ships are a little bit more mobile. So he's trying to use the mobility to try and deal with some of these fishing ships. But the Hulk is just gonna own them pretty hard once he gets into an actual direct battle. Especially once he gets a few of these. Is he going to make a few of these, though, is the question, though. In any case, it doesn't really matter too much because now he's pushing with these rams and knights into the main area of Casva. This could be the end very soon for Casva. We could see Vortex winning this series very, very quickly because, you know, all he has left is the town center here, and he doesn't really have a lot of stuff. I guess he has a lot of pikemen, actually. He's got some horsemen of his own, but these are light horsemen. These are light cavalry. They've got no armor, so they're going to take a lot of damage from the archers, and they're going to take significant damage from the enemy knights as well. Here we go. He's running in, and then the archers, he baits out the spearmen. Horsemen engaging with the knights. The knights are going to be able to win that every time, and he's just making sure that he keeps the knights out of range of the enemy spearmen, using the archers to try and pick off those units. He's going for the enemy light horsemen instead, and again, the rams are just assaulting the town center at the same time. A lot of villagers are in there doing some significant damage, but, well, it would be significant damage if he was able to actually attack the enemy units, but the rams are soaking up all of the hit points. 900 hit points on these, and they're basically, the shots are doing 1 damage each because they have 15 armor versus ranged. Now it's a bit of a slaughter here. The last of the units are in here. We might see GG at any moment, actually, ladies and gentlemen, because the workers are coming out trying to pick off these rams, and it looks like they are going to force the rams back. The Khan gets killed again, though. The rams are just going to come right back in. He's just going to run these units out of range of the town center in order to reset the attack onto the rams. And there's the GG. Nothing else that Casva could do. Vortex takes a quick 3-1. Well, not a quick, but a solid 3-1 victory over Casva to advance to the semifinals. So well played. Well played by Vortex. And you know what? It was almost well played by just the match choice. Just going for, I'm going to pick French on a water map. You know, I'm going to get a bajillion food from the deep sea fish. And there's not going to be anything you can do about it. He actually even tried to do some fishing. Casva tried to do some fishing, you know, early on, but it just, there was nothing he could do once the Hulk came out, and he didn't prepare for it really that much either. He maybe could have theoretically gotten some shore defenses to try and protect his dock or something like that, but he kind of said, all right, well, it's fast to get early food by getting these ships. Maybe he just kind of wrote it off and was like, all right, well, I'm just going to lose these. He tried to fight back a little bit with the archer ships, but it was just a little bit of a lost cause. I wonder if maybe he would have been better off using those resources to do something else with the wood that he's produced, those ships, produce some more units on the ground instead, get some more archers or something like that. But you know, the French just